We don't win anymore. We're spending billions and billions of dollars. We lose to China. We lose to Mexico. Let's face it, we're just no good at ping pong anymore. Just forget about it. Not even close. These people, these little people, they're smaller, faster, more agile. They work for cheap, tremendously cheap. Okay, and they got brain, a lot of brain. There's just nothing we can do. Okay, until we build the nets a little bit higher, there's just no way we can compete at ping pong with these little people. The Forrest Gumps of the world do not exist. It's a great big left-wing Hollywood fantasy, okay? Forrest Gump is a fake. He's a fraud, you know? And I know he was a real person and all, but the way they portrayed him in that film did a tremendous disservice to this country. Fraud, waste, and abuse in Hollywood plotlines these days. It's sad. It's really sad. Last night, after I tucked my wife into bed and headed down to my regular spot on the couch, I stopped by my shrine to Ronald Reagan and got down on my knees to pray. And later that night, the voice of Ronald Wilson Reagan spoke to me in a dream, and he said, "Ted Cruz, I know your daddy is nuttier than squirrel doo-doo. And I know you look like a part-time defense against the dark arts teacher at Slytherin House. But I also know that tomorrow, and for the rest of your constitutionally conservative, God-fearing life, I can trust you to talk about the Gang of Eight."
We need to stop all this mindless yelling and bickering. That's not what I did in Ohio. We need to be more like Ohio.
The Wall, definitely my favorite Pink Floyd album, no question, no question. Never actually listened to the whole thing, but loved the title. Can never sit there for 4.5 hours, not a huge fan of music that lulls you to sleep. But other than that, it's fantastic, terrific. You ever listen to The Wall and watch The Wizard of Oz? Do a little puff-puff pass with your friends? The wall just got 10 feet higher, baby. Oh, wait, that was me.
Why, just the other day, me and my imaginary friend in the Senate were talking about carpet bombing. And that, in fact, sometimes carpet bombing is the only answer to certain problems. My family and I had trouble last year with our dog Greenspan. He got a bad case of fleas. And the only way to rid your house of the fleas is to bomb the carpets. In order to righteously eradicate an infestation in your home, to constitutionally exterminate a gang of Insecta syphinaptera, to irreproachably uproot the parasitic pestilence from the fibers under our feet, we must carpet bomb. Because Israel. Because America.
I'm tired of Donald Trump getting all the press and wearing all the cool red hats. You know what? I can wear a red hat too. I did it in Ohio. I also have a new campaign slogan. Make America Ohio.
My favorite movie of all time has gotta be Hook. You remember that movie Hook with Peter Pan and the pirates and all that? I think it was with Robin Williams and Dustin Hasselhoff and a couple others. You remember that? Oh, that was terrific. Ironically enough, my favorite character was that little Mexican kid. Remember he was the leader of the Lost Boys? I think his name was Rubio. He was just terrific, just fantastic. Rubio, Rubio. I was chanting that the whole movie.
Yes, sirree, I'm a true blue Ronnie Reagan revolutionary. I do believe I am taking up the mantle of Ronald Reagan, despite the fact that we differ on things, like immigration, Israel, working with the other party, working with our own party, being generally likable, and the level of punchability in our face.
Ohio. It's not a 0, it's an O. Ohio.
You ever see me when I'm up on the podium and I do that little twist thing? where I'm like giving a speech in my head, do all this stuff, and then I grab the podium and I do the little twist. Go all chubby checker on you and do the little twist. Oh yeah.
In fact, I am so much like Ronald Reagan, I'm about to undergo an operation to have my larynx replaced, and the next time you see me, I will have the voice of the giver himself. I love you, Ronald.
You know, people wonder if grapefruits grow in Ohio. Of course they do. How do you think my lips stay this puckered? It's not just from kissing the hindquarters of the Republican establishment alone. There are vast amounts of citrus involved.
Disaster, probably my favorite word. Love using the word disaster. You know, hurricanes a disaster, tornadoes a disaster, earthquake, flooding, disasters. I think the American people would agree with me. Those are some crazy disasters. You know another disaster? The future of the guy who gave me this fake tan? Making me look like a bizarro raccoon orangutan or something? I'm gonna make a few phone calls, sign some papers, make his life a disaster. Believe me, huge disaster, tremendous disaster, fantastic disaster.
Hello, it's me again, Ted Cruz. I now identify as Ronald Reagan. Caitlyn Jenner, eat your heart out. And furthermore,
I'm sorry. I'm not too great at impressions. You should see my impression of John F. Kennedy. It might make you throw up in your own mouth.
You know what? I'm tired of not getting enough time to talk in these debates and town hall meetings. I don't know, maybe when I'm moving my arms forward all the time, they think I'm trying to speed up the process or something. Perhaps I should wind my arms backwards and slow things down. I'm not sure. At any rate, in Ohio, we give people time to talk. And guess what? I was there when we instated the Ohio Give People Time to Talk legislation. And furthermore,
You know what? I'm not afraid to talk about the Bible. Alright? I'm not politically correct. In fact, my favorite Bible verse is 2 Thessalonians 4:16. Or was it 1 Thessalonians? I can't remember. And I quote from memory. I'm just kidding. I'm going to look it up on my phone. Boycott Apple, by the way. They suck. I can't stand this thing. Okay. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, and with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God. Now that's poetic, isn't it? Terrific, fantastic. That Jesus really knew how to write stuff, didn't he? Hillary Clinton, she's like a Kit Kat bar. I mean, every time I see her, I'm like, give me a break. You know, Kit Kat didn't even pay me to say that. That was spontaneous. But guess how many of those pieces of styrofoam covered in brown wax they're going to sell this week? It's going to be huge. You're welcome, Kit Kat. You know, Kit Kats are basically hollow, filled with air, and covered in a glossy brown facade. They should just call them Obama sticks. You know what? That's not racist. Obama is not black. He's an alien. Just look at his ears. I mean, people make fun of my hair, but you ever see those satellite dishes on his head? I mean, he's picking up signals from Alpha Centauri with those things, okay? And yet he cuts the NASA budget. How does that work? Preparing us for an invasion, maybe?
Ohio. Ohio. Make America. Ohio.
Introducing my new product line, Trump Wines. Because, baby, we're gonna make America grape again. I'm just kidding, I don't actually drink. I'm kind of a loser. Never had a good time in my life. I mean, this is my laughing face. Look at my... Do you realize how many muscles it takes to keep this? I'm trying to relax, but I can't.